Hello, boys and girls, and those of you who don't conform to that bullshit. This is a copper mermaid makeup tutorial. I filmed this on Thanksgiving this year, and I was planning on having this actually be more of an emo Thanksgiving look, but it ended up looking more like a mermaid, and that was especially highlighted with my neon blue walls, so just going with that. Commence torque of excitement. And you know I gotta represent the hydro homies out there. Gotta chug that water in preparation for the wine and alcohol I'll be chugging later since it's Thanksgiving after all. Getting into the actual details of the makeup application, I went in with my foundation and now going in with my powder with my moist Real Technique sponge. That does match my shirt, so keeping it moist. And I am giggling over here because I'm listening to Mabim Bam, My Brother, and Me, a hilarious podcast. If you haven't heard of it, you should listen. It's all over the place. It's crazy. It's really funny. Now I'm using my Huda eyeshadow palette, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't even know. But basically want a skin-colored matte eyeshadow to start off with the base. You can even use your face powder for this if you need to. And you can see that my face is totally covered in that NYX banana powder because that will help me rub off any fallout that happens when I go in with the darker eyeshadow colors. Wapow! You guessed it, my fave. Duh, Viseart palette. Hell yeah. This shit is popping off. Literally, these colors are so bright and I can make so many different looks with this eyeshadow palette, as you will see. So I'm using the darker navy to buff out the edges of my eyeshadow to create a fluffy dark blue navy backdrop that will be perfect to complement the copper that's going to go in the middle of my eyelids. So this is just going on the outside, and this is a pretty easy technique. I'm just using back and forth motions. That's sort of like a half circle that goes right on the top of my eye socket and then also going on underneath my eyes. And basically going to be adding in a ton of this navy and mixing it in with a lighter matte skin colored shadow to create a very buffed out blended look. Hey girl, looking good with that blue buffed out eyeshadow. Yeah. And it's important to go in with a soft fluffy brush for this because we're going to be blending a hella lot. So you can see here I'm going in with my face powder to make sure that this blends out seamlessly into the color of my skin. I really love this NYX banana face powder. It's super cheap, so I can use it a lot for blending and wiping off fallout around my eyes, which is, I think, the easiest tactic to get rid of fallout. Now I'm going in with my Huda palette with this blazing orange color. Going to start contrasting the blue tones with warm tones. So I'm just using my finger here because honestly I forgot a ton of my brushes at my parents' house for Thanksgiving and I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna use my fingers. So going in with the orange color and then of course, like I said, with the NYX, rubbing out any of that fallout. And now I'm going in with the amber color, which is a darker rust color. Starting out with brighter colors and then going in with a little bit darker colors so that the darker colors pop a little bit more because it has a base of a brighter color underneath, so it'll really help these colors to pop. I'm basically a fortune teller because look at all of that fallout, like I expected. So if you already have a ton of powder on your face, you should be able to go in and wipe it up pretty easily, whether that's with a Q-tip or with your brush. Now I'm using a brush that has more packed bristles that is better for really developing the color on the eyelids, and I'm going back in with that navy color and just really getting in there in the crease to darken up the crease of the eyelid with the dark navy color from the Viseart palette right on top of my orange colors to really create a contrasting copper mermaid look. This is the base of the look. It's important to start out with the matte colors, and then I'm going to be layering on the metallic colors over this. And it's probably gonna look really messy for a while and like you were punched in the face, but as long as you keep blending over and over and make sure that the colors really blend out into your skin tone, it should not look too crazy. The more you blend, the less it'll look like you have a black eye. Though it'll probably still sort of look like you have a black eye, just naturally from the navy blue colors, which is unavoidable, but we're going to pretend that it's a mermaid look. Well, not pretend, it is. Maybe mermaids just look like they got punched in the face. Making sure to bring that navy blue color down onto the bottom part of my lid, creating a shape that connects the crease into the bottom part of my lid with sort of a pointed edge towards the outer portion of my eye. And just got to keep adding in the blue and the warm tones to create layers of colors that will really allow the eyeshadows to build on top of each other and create darker colors. You can't just go in with one layer of eyeshadow if you want a bold eyeshadow look, because it will turn out washed out and more pastel. The more layers you add, the more the colors will build on top of each other, and that's exactly what we want to do here because I want this look to be dark. Layers, layers, layers. Just keep adding in those layers and buffing everything out to give a seamless look. I cannot express how much I love this Viseart palette. I'm so excited to create 1,000 different looks with this. I wasn't even really expecting this look to turn out like this, but this navy blue color is just so great that it blends out perfectly. I feel like a lot of the time I sort of wing my makeup looks. I don't plan too much ahead in advance. I feel like the more I plan, the less it can turn out, and then I have like too high of expectations. I think it's fun to kind of just go in and see what happens. And then using a clean Q-tip around the eyebrow and around the outside of this to rub off the greenish color that was created from the warm banana powder and the blue eyeshadow, to make sure that my eyebrow is clean. And then going in with my wet finger here, awkward. That is a dripping wet finger that I'm going to be using to finger my blood moon color. What a perfect choice of words. I'm going to be fingering the blood moon. And I'm doing that to make sure that the metallic color really shows up. Could probably use some Visine and a eyeshadow brush for this, but like I said, I didn't really pack enough brushes, so I'm doing this instead to make sure that the color really pays off. And then using that Q-tip to kind of rub off the excess that connects to the navy blue color. So just keep going in with the metallic color. I went in with a second layer because the first layer was not metallic enough for me. And I kind of kept running into issues. Hell yeah, my little dance of excitement kept running into issues here. As you can see, I had to keep going in with the navy color right on top of that because the copper was so intense that it was kind of rubbing off onto the navy, which was getting pretty annoying because I probably did this about 20 times. But worth it. And of course going in with my brows. Probably one of the more annoying parts of doing the eye makeup because it is almost impossible to get these babies symmetrical. I feel like one eyebrow is always way more arched than the other and it annoys me to no end, but luckily I have bangs to hide that fact, which will make it less obvious. And then going in with my Orgasmic blush. I'm pretty sure this is actually the only blush that I have, which is fine because it works with every makeup look I have. It's just really hard for me to justify spending 40 to 50 bucks on a fucking blush. Like, really guys? Really? Why is makeup so expensive? Here is me getting confused and worried because I'm like, did I even use a base on my eyelids? I don't think I did. Motherfucker. Oh shit. I totally did not, but we're gonna keep going because who even cares at this point? So going in with my Falsies mascara, one of my fave drugstore mascaras. You can really tell that it adds on those extra particles on the ends of your lashes and really develops the length of the hairs on your eyelashes and on your eyebrows. I love using this on my eyebrows as well. And then going in with my Kevin Aquan face contour color. And you can see that massive zit on my chin that I've been trying to hide for weeks that will not go away no matter what I do. Annoying, but it's life. What can you say? I'm just going in and contouring my face. Just doing a subtle contour on my face to give myself some color. Now for my Kat Von D liquid lipstick. You can use any neutral shade. Want this to be a low-key lip look to help my eyes pop even more and not take away from them. You can use any sort of neutral skin color here. Then I'm going in with my finger to buff that out on the edges to make it look a little bit more natural. And also because I'm too lazy to really layer on that liquid lip and make it look perfect. Shout out to this Falsies. It's not only for lashes, it's also for my brows to make my brows visible to the human eye. The woes of being blonde. Really don't have eyebrow hairs that are visible unless I use dye and mascara on top of them to really help them stand out. It's a look for sure. I love the contrasting color of dark brows with the bleach blonde hair that I have. And now it's time to pop off with Champagne Pop. Always such a fun part, adding on the highlighter to any makeup look. In real life, this looked absolutely insane. My parents were probably like, the fuck, you're going really over the top with your makeup. But on camera, it looks so much more casual. So I really went in with that highlighter and it just looks bomb. Then I'm using the white color from the Viseart palette, which is a matte white color for the inner corners of my eyes instead of the highlighter color to make the inner corners look a little bit more soft, which I think worked with the matte buffed out navy blue color of the eyeshadow instead of just going in with the highlighter color, which can look a little bit too, I don't know, like nightclub. I feel like this makes the eye makeup look a little bit more fresh in daytime if you use a matte white in the inner corners instead of a highlighter color. Then I'm just going in with a piece of ratchet ass eyelashes on the edges of my eyelashes. I completely forgot that I didn't have black eyeliner to mesh these into the base of my eyelashes, so I'm kind of just trying to make them mesh with my mascara. That is it. Mermaid look achieved. Also throwing in some looks for my Thanksgiving outfit of the day. So thanks for watching and joining me on this mermaid transformation. I've been your host. See you bitches next time.